We want revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check, complete.
We have launched for the Informant Podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on with those Rangers, Chester? Come on, I thought they were going to pull it off tonight.
We're cruising along.
I know.
And, hey, you know what? It's 3-2. They have to win 2 more games to beat. They've done it one time. When was it? Back in the 50s or the 60s they did it one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rangers, ALCS champions last year. Hopefully they can do it again. We only have to win one.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming back here to Texas. Let's see if we can get it out.
Yep.
I mean, it was amazing that Nelson Cruz did the walk-off
Grand Slam homer.
Grand
That was
Slam.
awesome.
No one's ever done that in the history of the postseason.
Well, and I bet that's probably the first Grand Slam in extra innings.
Yeah, well, he did it in the last night in the 11th inning. Sure enough, they pitch it to him, and he knocks three more in.
Yep.
So, I mean, we had a little cruise missile. And it's a long time coming for the Rangers. We've got a good manager. We got good ownership and good players that want to be there. Hey, Pete, tell me something.
You.
What's going on in Stockholm?
We didn't even say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
It was like a baseball deal, like the men took over for a second. We can talk about killing people. We'll bring it back down.
Hey, bada, swing. Bada.
We just want to talk about killing people.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of time for that, too.
That's right.
So what is up?
We are getting extremely close to having our next version of the Spock Toolbar released, which will have the Golden Toolbar.
Nice.
So
And now anyone who's ever donated in the past will get it.
if we can figure out who everyone was, but yes, we would.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I was too.
We will try to. Martin's probably got pretty decent records, and we'll try to figure out who everybody is. And because it's not like we get 1 million donations a year that it's going to be tough to.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to figure out who it is. I mean, you get a couple a month, you start recognizing names, and there's some repeat helpers, which is nice. But so yeah, that'll be implemented, and the big thing that's going to go into that as well, besides just the Golden Toolbar for those, is we're going to have all the Spocklets loaded in the search bar. So when you type in the name of a Spocklet, it'll actually autocomplete and show you all the Spocklets that match. So a lot of the ones that we now have on the Spockholm website, we don't have in the toolbar, and everybody's doing a lot of sharing of code to import them into the toolbar, but now we're going to make them available right in the toolbar.
Then you can just use the search bar and you won't have to import it into the toolbar.
Exactly, yes.
That'll be nice because my menu is getting so long I have to scroll.
Right, and that's
to see the bottom.
Yeah, and that's what we're thinking we'll do is we'll just allow people to, people will put like 4 or 5 that they go to regularly. But like if you needed to open up your stats history or something like that you can search for. You don't do it every day.
Right.
Put the checklist there, put your switch maybe to switch out of Mafia Wars and get to a Facebook page and that kind of stuff. The other stuff you can look up as you need it. It's like loose slots or the slot machine or, some of the other ones that we've got out there that you don't do on a day-to-day basis. Top Mafia, they're all good ones, but you don't do them every day. So I would suggest using the search. And the search is pretty fast, so it shouldn't take any time at all. I think so far we've got about 97 Spocklets in the database that we're building.
Do you know how many people run the toolbar by any chance?
Yeah, numbers-wise, it was,
At least.
I think,
12?
I think
3.
we figured out about 11,000.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Considering it's pretty new.
Yeah, it's only a few weeks old. So.
All right.
And how many people
46.
play the game?
42. They win.
Well, that's question.
That's the meaning of life.
No, it's the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
No, they're trying to be philosophical.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's not working.
It's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yep.
That's right.
There'll also be a feature in the toolbar that anybody that does have the golden toolbar, if you will also have access to early release scripts that we beta test out there. If you do donate, then now you're going to have access to scripts that we get to talk about. So,
Ooh,
Like the New York boss fighter.
like the New York boss fighter and a couple of others.
The privileged.
Yeah.
It's funny because I did a sneak peek about that one on my blog and just kind of showed them the pictures and how it worked. And I said in it like maybe 3 times it was in beta. And then the first comment is, how do I get this? I think they just look at the pictures and they don't read.
Yeah. Well, and we got the same
Like you.
when the toolbar. Yeah. Yeah. When
He's been reading more.
I do a little bit more reading nowadays.
Yeah, you have been
That's right.
better about that.
Graduated from the Dick and Jane books, right?
That's right.
I think after your closing the spinning bullets incident.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat that one again anytime soon.
I do love the feature, though. I use it daily.
Yeah.
What feature?
Closing the revolver of death.
Oh, and we forgot to add on that because Zynga writes the codes, it's only possible for Spotcomb to do what they do because of Zynga. So Zynga supplies the spinning bullets. And
yeah, and we're there to shut them down.
The way to close.
Yeah, that's true.
Still wanted to make sure we gave credit for that.
Yeah.
Thanks, gosh. Yeah, I love that.
And then let me think if there's anything else. No, I'm probably going to say that's about it.
What's up with you, Jen?
Oh, it's just a few things. They
Been a slow week.
remember we were celebrating that they added rewards for the family battles. And
Yeah.
it did say on the banner for a limited time. And I think it was like 2 days, and they pulled. So now there's no more rewards. And now
Yeah.
nobody does the family battles.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, people weren't doing them anyways, even when there was loot.
Well, they didn't have much of a chance.
But we can't really figure it out. There was a glitch where if you went to collect your loot, if you went to collect your family battle loot item, if you clicked really fast, you would get more than one item. So they either nerfed it because of that, or like Pete was saying, you could get one loot item every hour if you constantly did a family battle every hour, and you didn't have to put any effort into it because you were getting them whether you participated or not. So hopefully they're gonna like bring a reward back so we actually do them.
Figure out something that'll work. You think they should pull the whole family battle?
Well, I like the concept of it, and people seem to have a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But offering these levels of mastery that you just get a badge, there's just no incentive.
I think
And
they
then-
just need to work out a better way of doing it.
And
Learn
if
from
you
their mistakes
and
here.
if you look at the leaderboards, which they did fix the leaderboard finally, so the highlighted thing is highlighted, but
That's
the
good.
but one of the screens is missing, and nobody knows how the score is figured out. And you see all the smaller families on top of the leaderboard, so it might do something with the number of people.
Makes you want to
It's-
go after the little families.
I just find it more work and more stamina when I'd rather put my stamina in the boss fights.
Right.
And speaking of the boss fights, we have kind of figured out if you want to get a superior loot item on the Clyde Axeworthy boss, you need to get a score like 11,000 or higher, it seems. Where Silverio is like you need to get around 7,000 and you'll get one. I don't know if anyone else has noticed a pattern like that.
I've heard some people say 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah, it was 5,000 for Jeff, and then it
Okay.
seemed like it was 7,000 for the next one, and now this new guy seems to be 11. We've had a lot of people score 10,000 and not get the superior item.
Mm.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it kind of sucks though, because then you have to devote all that stamina to that, and then you're not getting your ices. You got to choose wisely who you want to kill and how much stamina you want to devote to that. The benefit of doing the boss fight is if you keep your fatigue meter down, you're getting 15 experience per 5 stamina. So you
Right.
can get a good ratio.
That is true.
So we have a new mission and a new secret district, and ironically they have nothing to do with each other, even though the names would suggest that they did. And the mission, I don't know who wrote it, but the guy who wrote the one before that was not the same guy. There's no good loot rewards except for the grand prize item, and you can get 2 of them because you'll think you're done at part 8, and then there's a part 9. And the part 9 has people kind of up in arms because you have to get 50 kills in Brazil. and that's a lot of stamina. And there, people have done some workarounds with the filters and the Assassinator. Like one person said they set it to 25% health, and they find they get more kills. Or you can, like Mike Nestor said, attack and just do the regular attack button, and when the health is almost down, then pull out the power attack. And I did notice I tried it and got more kills than Ice's. And the Secret District's okay. The best ratio job is 2.33. And it's the same job on the gold and the ruby. A lot of people are staying on the ruby or on the gold level so that they can farm more loot. But there's only one loot item that's going to help people, and it's not even going to help them that much. So
you think it's safe to move on?
Yeah, I moved on. I knocked it out. And, when I do go back, I do the high experience ratio job.
You have a ton of energy, though.
No, I only have 5,000 energy.
That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's nothing like 13,000.
Like you.
It's
embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Just Jesus.
I wouldn't point a finger.
Oh, I got 13,000 of that too.
Good Lord, man.
So people like Pete probably don't even need the ratio to level. But I hear you're like getting to level 5,000 soon.
I'm closing in. I'm at 4782.
Nice.
Yep.
And you just self-level constantly, right?
That's my goal. Yeah.
I did set my energy account up to go on the high ratio because when it can serial level, I like to do it just to get it high up there in case a day comes where I ever need all the energy.
That's what she said.
But I have a different energy account that has plenty, but the state of that account...
It's against the TOS.
Yeah, I always think they're going to ban that account, so I like to have a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
But I only use it for testing purposes. Doesn't hurt anybody.
Sorry, officer.
I just use it for testing purposes.
That's right.
You will respect my authority.
All right, Cartman.
Okay, so let's talk about Mafia Wars 2.
No.
I know we don't want to, but let's just say what we have to say and be done with it.
Yeah.
Very good
It's a
then.
bunch of
May as well
freaking
get it out of
Bobbleheads.
If you notice, they added the game to the travel bar. This is something we noticed.
Not cool.
And Pete had something to say about that too.
He did.
Did. I am really bothered by the fact that they put Mafia Wars 2 in the travel bar. It's not a destination for our game. It's
No.
You
can't bring anything over. There's nothing that comes back.
You had the monstrous, banner ad on top that gave Mafia Wars 2 its plug, and you've got and you had another one inside the main module. So to me, you're crossing the line, stepping into our travel bar, man. Come on.
Yeah, not cool.
Wasn't Ike thinking about removing it from the bar?
We talked about it, but we were like, I don't know. I know they make their money by making their games. I'm not a fan of their bobblehead games. I've already made that perfectly clear. I tried it, got to level 2, and I about gave up. It's not my thing. So
Have you played it since
That's what
the
she
beta?
said.
yeah, I played it to level 2 again, and the
I'm on
same
level
thing.
2 as well.
I didn't get very far. That's not my style of game. I don't like that. But
It's not strategic. It's like do this, do that.
Right. It's Farmville. It's Mafiaville. And
It's Cityville with hookers and strippers and drug dealers.
right. And I think there'll be people out there that will like that better than the Mafia
I've
Wars
seen
1.
some activity, some addictions half forming.
Yeah, but I still think it's never gonna have the social aspect of Mafia Wars 1.
You can't.
It's not
I don't
possible.
see it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's designed to be like Farmville and Cityville and all that. Yes, you ask your friends for help with gifts and you ask them to participate and help in some elements, but you don't have this, people in the middle of the night getting together and battling with another family and, on Skype and all this other stuff. You're not going to have that with Mafia Wars 2. And I think keep the game separate, focus on fixing the stuff in Mafia Wars 1. You'll get players back. You'll also get new players that find the dynamic of the game that everybody here on this show loves. And many of the people out there, that's what they love about it. The game will persist. I don't think it's gotten to the point where it's, dead. I think that there's elements of it that can fix it and spruce it up a bit. And if they listen to some of the things we've talked about and obviously we've heard from other people, I think it makes a big difference. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the bobblehead games. I just can't do them.
I just don't like how they're trying to take from our player base when the game is more like Cityville and they have like 60 million people playing Cityville.